At this point in time, we should have begun reading the new High Republic stories, but it was all delayed until early 2021, so Lucasfilm has been slowly trickling out new information on the stories and characters, recently launching the official High Republic website, which I'll link to in the description. Today I'm going to cover the new Databank entries for some of the stars of this new era. First up is Ava Krist, described as the brightest, most noble example of Jedihood. She always tries to see the good in people and situations and never puts herself first. She is invigorated about life on the frontier and the challenges it brings, and is an inspiration for those who work with her. She is compassionate, not dogmatic, and always ready to sacrifice herself over others. Ava Krist is the best of the best. She looks to be the protagonist of Light of the Jedi, Charles Soule's novel that will launch High Republic storytelling. I like the description of her being compassionate rather than dogmatic. That's one of the key shifts I think we will see between the Jedi of the High Republic and the Jedi of the Clone Wars, and I'm very curious to see how that change comes about. Kiev Trinis is a young firebrand Jedi believed to have a great future ahead of her if only she would believe it herself. Quick-witted and more impulsive than she should be, Kiev has only been a Jedi Knight for a few weeks and is a little starstruck around Avar, knowing many of the great things Chris has done in the past. She is determined to prove herself to Avar and the other legendary Jedi stationed on Starlight Beacon, but first she must learn to trust in herself as much as she trusts in the Force. I believe Trinis is the main star of the High Republic comic series from Marvel, which centers around Starlight Beacon. We don't know much else other than the fact that the beacon will be a symbol of hope for the galaxy during the Great Disaster. I find the fact that she is using a double-bladed lightsaber to be interesting. They're generally thought to be overly aggressive for the Jedi. Pong Krell used them, and we all know how that ended. The Jedi Temple Guard used them as well, and one of them became the Grand Inquisitor. I don't know if this is actually significant or not. It could just be because double-bladed lightsabers are cool, but it could also be another sign that the Jedi of this era are just different. Logan Greatstorm is a Twi'lek Jedi Master and is considered to be one of the best teachers in the Jedi Order. Strong and wise with a good sense of humor, Logan looks at every moment as a learning experience, always trying to better himself and those around him, especially his Padawans. I don't know anything else about him other than what the Databank tells us. He's on the cover of Light of the Jedi, so he'll most likely be heavily featured there, but the fact that he's a teacher makes me think he might be involved with the Star Wars Adventures line of comics from IDW, because that series features another teacher, Yoda. In the High Republic era, Yoda is described as being a journeyman out in the galaxy, but still in the role of a teacher. He's already a member of the Jedi Council, but he also travels the galaxy teaching a group of Padawans with a hands-on approach. I'm kind of expecting Logan might join him on some of those adventures. Also, I should note that just because someone is said to be primarily featured in one book or comic, it's said that those characters and stories will interweave with each other. I'm hopeful that Yoda isn't too prominent in the High Republic era, but I do like the idea of his primary role being in the comics for a younger audience, doing what he does best, teaching lessons. Stellan is an optimistic and well-respected Jedi Master. Stellan came up through the Order with Ava Krist, and although they are often on different assignments for the Jedi or the Republic, when the two work together, they are a powerhouse team of two noble heroes in action. Strong in the Force and a natural teacher, Stellan is currently stationed at one of the Jedi Temple outposts on the distant planet of Karagon Viner. I think he's going to be one of the main characters of Claudia Gray's young adult book, Into the Dark. I think he's on the cover, but it's been so long since that event I can't really remember. Yet again, he is also described as a teacher, so maybe Yoda will be visiting his distant outpost. Vernestra Rwoh is a newly minted Jedi Knight and was the Padawan to Stellan Gios. She works hard and is devoted to the Jedi Order more so than most her age. At 16, she is one of the youngest Knights in a generation. She struggles to fit in with the adults while also setting a good example for the younger Jedi. She is on the cover of Justina Ireland's young reader book, A Test of Courage. I could see her being a Hermione Granger type, a stickler for the rules, a bit of an overachiever. If she interacts with Kiev at all, I bet they would butt heads. I also think the Jedi Order's willingness to promote such a young Padawan to Knight is another sign that they are, as a group, not as dogmatic and perhaps overly strict as the Jedi we meet in the prequel era. And finally, we have Skir. Unfortunately, we don't know anything about him except his name and the fact that he's a Trandoshan and that he has a really cool-looking lightsaber. But I love the idea of a Trandoshan Jedi. That's a species that's mostly known for being awful, so I'm glad to see someone break the mold. And I also look forward to seeing his relationship with the Wookiee Jedi, Buryaga. Are they able to set aside their people's differences for the sake of the Order, or do they dislike each other? Unfortunately, we still have to wait until January to find out, but I'm still very excited for the High Republic. I'm so ready to explore an era that's mostly new to even Legends fans, with brand new characters and ideas that haven't reappeared over and over, that have 40 years worth of emotional baggage along with them. Except for Yoda, but that's fine, and Yaddle can come too. But that's it for today. Let me know what you think of these characters in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.